Hello, my name is Valerie Watson, and today I will be giving my informative speech over the psychological effects of drug addiction. One of the most damaging things a person can do to their own body is consume drugs. Drugs cause damage to the brain, it can affect your speech, and it can even rot your teeth. It may also affect the heart as well and can also cause liver damage. Nearly 21 million Americans struggle with substance abuse. That's more than the number of people with cancer combined together. Out of those millions of people, only a few percentage actually receive treatment. When I was 17 years old, I was introduced to crystal meth. Methamphetamine is a powerful, highly addictive stimulant that affects the nervous system. Becoming addicted to such a strong drug at such a young age was extremely overwhelming for me. I would lie, steal, do whatever I had to do to get my next fix. That lifestyle is something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. Being sheltered by my parents as a child truly affected me when I was growing up. When I was finally out on my own, I was what some might call a wild child. I remember not having any idea what meth was, but being offered it at a party. I didn't want to come off as lame to my new friends, so I tried it. I instantly fell in love with it. It was something about the way that it made me feel, almost invincible. It gave me so much confidence, and before I knew it, I had started to develop a habit. I had no idea how to smoke it or even what the true effects would be on me permanently. I just remembered that I liked it. That's how my drug addiction started. For many Americans, it's the same story. Youth starts exploring with different drugs, and before you know it, you become addicted to some sort of substance. For some, it's meth, for some, it's pills, and for some, it's even alcohol. I spent many years in an abusive relationship fueled by anger and meth. I tried things while I was on drugs that I would have never done sober. It is a true embarrassment. I stole from my family. I broke my mother's heart. Moving from Georgia to California as a teenager shaped the person I became. Looking back on mistakes I made, while it saddens me, it also makes me appreciate the growth that I have made. The situations I have overcome have given me light on an issue that so many people face daily. It's easy to start using drugs. The hard part is actually stopping. Drug addiction happens to the best of families. It doesn't matter what race you are, your sexual preference, how old you are, what financial bracket you're in. None of that matters. It'll change you from being a bubbly, outgoing soul to a lost, hateful human being. Getting better from an addiction takes time. For myself, I woke up one morning and decided I didn't want this anymore. I did not want to be a strung out loser like so many people I knew. I wanted to be the best mother to my son that I could be. I didn't recognize who I was anymore. I've been clean now for 6.5 years. I've lost relationships with people who used. I always want the best for them, but I could not be the person I've longed to be if I continued hanging out with people who use. A lot of people can't quit on their own like I have. Some are so scared of what might happen if they do quit that they don't allow themselves the chance. Some fear of being sick. They do not want to experience that come down feeling. Those type of people, in my opinion, need professional treatment center care. In most communities, there are free NA meetings that someone might attend, while finding a decent treatment center can be a financial burden to most. Drug and alcohol rehab can cost anywhere from $2,000 to $25,000 or more. Some insurance companies do cover the cost, but the odds of that happening are slim. Hundreds of drug users are not able to seek treatment even though they want to. Some just are not able to afford it, which puts most in the situation of getting clean on their own, which leads to lots of frequent relapses. For those who can afford inpatient treatment, they are able to have access to doctors, counselors, meetings, one-on-one care. Inpatient treatment is a rehab option for people struggling with drug or alcohol addiction. There are also strict rules and supervision, especially during the detox transition. Inpatient treatment also includes helping the addict establish healthy boundaries and help prepare the addict for a life of recovery. Another type of treatment is an outpatient treatment. Outpatient facilities provide care without being admitted. The stay is normally about 24 hours. Drug addiction of any kind doesn't only affect the user, but it affects the family of the user. Addicts learn to take on a form of manipulation. They can con their families for money, shelter, food, anything that they want, they're able to get. Some family members leave a mortgage off their homes, pawn or sell their jewelry, anything that they can do to help the addict. This is a form of enabling. Drug addiction is a terrible disease, and I hope to one day be able to help addicts like myself. Life is worth living clean and sober. If you or someone you know suffers from an addiction, please help them seek the help. It's easy to stay quiet when you see someone who's suffering from addiction, but it makes you an even better person when you want to help that person, because it is a disease. Some people might say it's a choice. You chose to do drugs. Well, you're right, I did. But after a while, it becomes to where it's no longer a choice. It's a way of surviving. And it becomes a disease. And I just hope that more people will be open to learning about drugs, learning about the addictions. I hope that in high school, kids are more prepared to know what these things are, the consequences of their actions. I just believe that more people need to be aware of what's going on, because a lot of people suffer from this. There's some people you might even know that don't look like drug addicts that are drug addicts. Never judge a book by its cover. And like I said, if you know someone who needs help, please help them. Thank you.